For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Socials and family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video we have my ultimate and no money spent guide on the channel. These tips have helped me build a 93 overall no money spent team in Madden Ultimate Team, which is good enough to take me to 26th in the world in Weekend League last week. We won 21 games, we had an awesome time on stream, and using these tips I was able to build a team that got me all the way to the 26th spot with 21 wins in Weekend League. Now before we hop into the tips and everything like that, it is day number 3 of Swift Duca on the channel, a series where I give you guys presents every single day. It's as simple as that. If you guys want to win a gift from me in tomorrow's video, all you have to do is comment which present you want to win. All the presents will be on the screen right now. They're obviously all wrapped. A couple of them have been unveiled. We'll be unveiling the winner from yesterday's video at the end of this one, so watch to the end to see if you won. But if you want to win a present tomorrow, all you have to do is comment the gift you want to win, as well as your social media in one comment. Leave a like on the video and be subscribed to the channel. I will be checking to see your sub to the channel if you do get selected, so make sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Comment which present you want, and without further ado, let's hop into the video. Also, quick disclaimer, I've been donated 2 of the cards on this team. I could buy the players with coins, but I just wanted to put that out there in case you watched the stream and saw me get gifted a player. Now, when it comes to building a team, there are 3 aspects that I think are super important. Let's call them the 3 commandments of a no money spent team. That's going to be making coins, player acquisition, and player decision. And we'll start it off by giving you some tips when it comes to making coins. Obviously, I've got a lot of coin making methods on the channel, which I'd recommend you check out when it comes to the best strategies you guys should be following. But let's just go over a few best practices in today's video that I think you guys should be doing to maximize the amount of coins you've got in your inventory. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is the missions screen. There are a lot of hidden coins in the missions tab, which I would recommend you guys knock out. Now, firstly, let's just quickly go over these Mutt Master missions. If you don't yet have all 3 of these done, you're going to be able to earn yourself 200,000 coins by knocking out all these objectives. There's a lot of objectives in here that have overlapping goals. As you can see, getting forced fumbles, getting sacks, getting tackles. You can honestly get a sack, a forced fumble, and a tackle with Sam Mills all in one play using one of the plays I'll link down below in the description, and not going to allow you to knock out all 3 of these objective lists in about 10 to 15 minutes and earn yourself 200k. Now, within the Mutt dedication section, you guys also need to be knocking out all the missions in here that you possibly can. Firstly, when it comes to multiplayer wins, these ones are nice because you get series trophies, which honestly have a lot of value. 120 series trophies when I get up to 125 online games won is going to equate to almost 50,000 coins. So there's honestly a lot of hidden coins in here for winning online games. I'd recommend you guys play head-to-head seasons and weekend league as a way to make coins regardless, but winning games is a pretty solid way. And then finally, your daily mission as well as your weekly missions need to get done. I'll be getting my daily mission done right after I record this video, and yesterday I got a 100,000 coin quick sell from this, so make sure you're doing the missions every single day. If you guys knock out all the stuff in here, you're easily going to be making a few coins to start your day off. Now, I'd also recommend you guys check out the coin making method playlist on my channel. There's a lot of videos that I've posted in there with a whole bunch of methods you guys can try out. I will leave that linked down below in the description. You guys can browse through all the methods. Some of them are a little outdated, so just make sure you take a look at the prices and make sure that there's still a good profit margin there before you get started on these methods. But let's just quickly go over the age-old debate of whether you should be playing weekend league or head-to-head seasons to make coins. Now, in my opinion, unless you can get up to the 18 win threshold in weekend league, I feel like head-to-head seasons is honestly a better alternative when it comes to making coins. There's a lot of coins to be made if you win a Super Bowl in head-to-head seasons, which to be honest isn't really the hardest thing to do. The rewards for winning a Super Bowl are really awesome. You get a whole bunch of coins, a bunch of trophies, you get some red zone packs which you can do good things with as well. So I would definitely recommend that if you guys are playing head-to-head seasons, you try and get these Super Bowl wins completed, because as you can see, for 7 wins I get 6k and 40 series trophies. I get a red zone pack as well if I get up to 6 wins. I get about 4,000 coins per win as well. And then when it comes to the playoffs, those rewards are just amplified. You're gonna get like 25k per game you win, as well as series trophies. So I would personally say that head-to-head seasons is a better grind for coins than weekend league, but you guys gotta play the game. You gotta play one of those two modes. They're both really good ways to make coins in my opinion if you're not a huge fan of coin making methods, but making coins is the first thing we gotta do as a no money spent player, and that's kind of one thing that I didn't want to talk about a ton in this video because I've got a lot of other content on my channel helping you guys out with that. Now next up, let's talk about player acquisition. This, in my opinion, is probably the most important thing about a no money spent team. This is how you get the players on your team and kind of the methods we can use and the schemes we can pull to get cards for cheap, get cards for free, and really just get them at a good value price. Now there's really three things I'd recommend you do when it comes to player acquisition as a no money spent player. The first thing is getting set piece cards back as nats. Within all of the master sets in Madden Ultimate Team, there is a really awesome opportunity to get set piece cards back as nats. As you can see right here with this Master Night Train lane set, for example, when you complete the set, you can sell off Night Train and you can get two of these players back as nats. Some of these cards in here are really good. Von Miller's a great card. Austin Hooper's an awesome card. And there's really just a ton of opportunity to get these nats and get them on your team, because when you complete a master set and you sell off the master card, the market is usually adjusted, so when you get these nat players, you're getting them for cheap. You're getting them for like 10, 20, 30,000 coins. And as we take a look at my squad right here, I have a lot of nat players on this team. Brandon Sheriff is a nat card. Von Miller's a nat card. Patrick Peterson is a nat player. I also have Raheem Mostert as a nat. So there are plenty of players in here that I'm getting for really cheap and getting really, really good value on these cards by simply doing a master set and getting that set completed. So I would definitely recommend that you guys get players back as nats and build your team that way. That's kind of the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to player acquisition. Now next up, let's talk about buying players at the right time and buying at good value. Now let's say, for example, there's a player that we really want and we do want to spend the coins on the card. We can't get them as a nat. It's very important that we buy this card at the right time. Now a couple of things to look at are just market trends as well as trends specific to the promotion the player was in. And let's start it off by talking about general market trends. The general rule of thumb is you want to buy your players on Saturday, Sunday, and Friday. That's generally when the market's going to be the cheapest, or when a promo or series changeover releases into the game. So I would always recommend that you guys look to pick up players on those days, or if there's external factors affecting the price of the card, like for example when we got the Blitz promo and there was that 50 pack in the store, I went and bought this Walter Jones card because he was the cheapest that he was going to be in quite some time. There was a lot of supply of the card, which drove down the price. So if there's a Blitz promo, or for example when the Christmas presents open up and let's say there's like a 50 pack, that's when you guys want to buy your 50 cards. Or when Team of the Week packs are in store, if you want a Team of the Week player, that's a good time to buy that card. So I would always recommend that you try and get cards at good value. Don't overpay for your players. Be patient. There's obviously a few times we'll all overpay for a card, but try and be patient and try and get your players at the right time. Now just one other quick tip that I want to mention is switching around power-up passes to gain value. So what I would recommend you guys do is take a look at where you've got your power-up passes. For me, I used my power-up pass on Aaron Donald, but I originally had my pass on Terry McLaurin, I believe. So what I did is I actually switched my power-up pass onto Aaron Donald, sold off Aaron Donald's card, and purchased Terry McLaurin's, and was able to kind of make some coins by moving around a power-up pass. Power-up passes are crucial in Madden Ultimate Team. It's important that you guys use them the right way. Make sure you use a pass on someone that has a lot of long-term value to you, and is very important to your team. So that's just one quick thing that I wanted to talk about. When it comes to power-up passes, if you want to move them around and try and get some value that way, that's an interesting thing you guys can do to kind of save yourself some coins or make some coins by moving around a pass. Now the final tip regarding player acquisition is to get free players from solo challenges. We're not going to go over this for too long, but DK Metcalf is a free card that I got from solos. I got Randall Cunningham as a free card from solo challenges, and I also got Marcus Davenport as a free player from playing solos. As you can see, there's a common trend in here. A lot of the players that I've got on my team I got for free. I got a lot of nats on this team. That's huge when it comes to building a no money spent squad. So try and get as many players as you possibly can from solo challenges. That way you don't have to spend any coins on those cards. Now the final thing to talk about when it comes to building your no money spent team is player decision. And what I mean by player decision is the players you select to add to your team. Now there's a couple of tips that I want to go over when it comes to selecting these cards, and the first thing is having a coin buffer. I've talked about this before, but the 50-50 rule is something that I would always recommend you guys follow. And let's say, for example, I wanted to pick up a new wide receiver, and let's say he was selling for like 200k. Well, I would have to ensure that I had 400k in my inventory before I make that purchase. So I always recommend you guys save over 50% of your coins when you make an upgrade. It's just important to have a nice little coin buffer in case there's a good coin making method that comes out, or a market crash that you want to take advantage of, or some really good packs to purchase that are great value, I'd always recommend you guys keep a nice amount of coins in your inventory. I get a lot of questions when it comes to how many coins, and for me personally, I would try and stay over 500k for people that have a really good team. And if you're kind of a lower overall player, maybe like 100 to 50,000 coins is something you guys can strive for, but that's really important. Don't spend over 50% of your coins on an upgrade. I would just not recommend it. Now, the next thing is finding good value in the actual players that you get, not good value in the time of the market and based on what the prices are fluctuating with, but good value with the actual decision you make. And what I'd recommend you guys do is always pick up cards that are kind of like one echelon below the best players. As a no money spent team, it's really hard to get the best team out there, so I feel like I'm always like 1 or 2 overall points below the best team. I would never recommend you pick up the best player at their position unless that card is going to drastically affect your team. We'll get into that in just a second, but I always recommend you guys pick up a player that's like that's like the second, third, or fourth best player at their position, because it's really just not worth it to pick up these high-end cards. The stats on them aren't that much better than some of the second and third tier players, so I would kind of recommend that you're smart when it comes to making those upgrades and you don't spend a ton of coins on a player that you could get similar with that's just an overall or 2 lower but is going to be a lot cheaper. Now, the final thing to talk about is picking up cards who fit your scheme, and for me that can be done in a couple of ways. I want to make sure that when I pick up a player, I'm maximizing the stats on the card. For example, Darren Waller right here. If I was a big runner and I ran the ball every play, it wouldn't be smart for me to have Darren Waller. He's not a great run blocker, but he's great at running routes. He can get down the field, and I throw to my tight ends pretty often. It's very important that they've got high speed, so I made sure that I had Darren Waller on this squad. Taking a look at other players, as we look at corners, you want to see if you play man or zone. If you play more zone coverage, get a corner with higher zone. If you pass the ball a lot, get an offensive lineman with higher pass blocking. These are things that I sometimes didn't think about when I made my upgrades back in the day. I used to just be like, oh, this player's got really good stats, I want him on my team, instead of thinking about how I can actually use the card and whether he's going to fit my scheme or not, because it's not important that I get an offensive lineman that can do some awesome run blocking if I'm never going to run the football. So that's important, and that's just one thing to look at when it comes to making your upgrades. But that's going to do it for me, and let's get into the winners from yesterday's Swiftuka on the channel. Okay, so let's get into the Swiftuka giveaway for today. Everything is on the board except for option number 7. We have 983 unique commenters on the video. 983 people have entered this one, and let's see who the winner is gonna be here today and what gift they're gonna be winning. It looks like the winner is gonna be Farmer Fades. He has selected gift number 3, and as we take a look at gift number 3, I'm sure a lot of you guys thought this was a remote for your console. What it actually is a skin it case for your remote. So what I'll do is get in contact with you, and I'll be able to get you any cool custom design on your remote. It can be for your favorite NFL team, it can be for maybe your YouTube channel or anything like that. I actually have one on my remote right here which says Swift. It's pretty cool, so you will be winning that. Congratulations to you. If you want to win tomorrow, all you have to do is comment something like my guy did right here and be subscribed to the channel, and that's gonna do it for me. Until next time, fellas, I'm out. Peace.